Warm greetings, and today is a super awesome day. We have a very special guest with us, and none other than Neeraj sir. And to be, he has trained military personals for 21 long years. Yes, we respect the army so much, we take so much inspiration. And here is Neeraj sir who trained them. And this is such a huge honor for us. So do take this entire episode, take lots of notes, learn from the experience of Neeraj sir. And right now he's working as a peak performance coach. Now peak performance is not just in physical fitness, it's also in your life, it's also in your business, everywhere. In today's distraction full of era, we need peak performance more than ever. So first I would love to welcome you, sir, to our community. And I would
Thank
love
you.
to know about you, sir. About the army. Were you passionate about it since the beginning? How did it start? And story, like, so that the audience can know what's the story behind this passion to join the army.
Okay. So I belong to a military family. My father was also in the army. He was an army officer. And after that, I got an opportunity to join army after 12th when I cleared the National Defense Academy exam. And 4 years of training, three in NDA and 1 year in IMA. Then I was commissioned in 2002 in
Okay.
artillery.
Yeah.
And after that, see, training is an ongoing process.
Yes.
We also get trained, and we have to train the people who are junior to you, and the men and the soldiers who require training. So it's an ongoing process.
Yes.
And I have been through this process, and I know exactly what kind of training works and what kind of training is not very effective. So after I was 2002, I was a commissioned officer. Then in 2007 and 2008, I cleared for the army aviation. So I was a helicopter pilot in 2008. From 2008 till 2012, that is 2007 was the training. 2012, I was carrying out extensive flying of two helicopters. Like one was Cheetah helicopter, another was the Chetak helicopter. So I was trained in Chetak, but I got an opportunity to fly the Cheetah helicopters.
Wow.
And that is when I got an opportunity to fly in Siachen Glacier, and that is where something one incident happened in which we had a crash. One of our helicopter crashed,
Oh
in which
my
one
God.
of my very dear friend lost his life, and that is the point when I started understanding, started finding out about meaning of life, and what is important, and what how performance and achievement are not connected, and what is important and what is not important. So that led me to go to one of the library there, which is there in base camp, and I tried to figure out things. And there I got hand on a book called 1 Minute Millionaire, and I found it very interesting. And then I started following that book, and I tried to find more and more about it, and that is how my interest towards entrepreneurship got sparked. And and I saw a lot of resemblance between an entrepreneur and a military soldier, and it was absolutely a lot of things, lot of qualities which were matching, and that drew me more towards that. And in 2015, I got an opportunity to be part of a new raising regiment. I was the second in command, and I got an opportunity to raise the regiment, and that is where I started seriously looking towards entrepreneurship. And in entrepreneurship, I enrolled myself into various courses and books and everything. But what I was reading and learning in theoretical and in course and everything, that was not matching exactly what I was doing on ground as an entrepreneur who was doing the startup. So that is when I started making my notes, and I started doing my own research, and I found that around 70% of the things were not matching, and there was a huge gap between what is being propagated and what actually a entrepreneur goes through. And also then I got an opportunity to get into one more new it was not a new racing, it was a growing from one outfit to a bigger outfit. There I saw how the leadership was changing, how the teams were changing. So I was getting an overall view, understanding, experience of a startup taking it to an enterprise level, and then taking it to further growth level, and making it to perform at a very high level. So that is how the thing started. And in around 2023, that is last year, then I decided that why don't I devote my life towards this soldierly counterpart, the soldierly business warriors who are there. And I started writing a book. I wrote a book also. And
Okay.
then in 2023, I decided to devote myself towards the education, training, and high performance gearing up for the startups so that they can earn profits. Because after profits only they can go to the second level, the third level, and the fourth level. But they are falling and crashing at the startup level only. So my endeavor is that they should, I should give them that kind of effective training and understanding how a startup initially has to be bedded in, and how it gets its first profit in hand, what is the mindset involved, and yes, the person can actually do it without being feeling overwhelmed or any kind of confusion in mind.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. This is so such a wonderful journey, and I have a few questions around it. I just realized that out of so beautiful learnings, we can take away quite some things. So, number one thing is your target audience, like the people you are catering to, are the CEOs of the companies, are the top management, or you take the even the corporate trainings for the even the entire team of the company. How does it work?
See, my you can say people who I love the most are the new entrepreneurs who are
Okay.
just entering, and they have a small business, and
Yes.
now they want to grow further, or
Okay.
they have an idea and then they want to devote their life, and then they want to they want to go and they want to grow from one level to second to third to fourth level. Now, because I have extensive experience to the enterprise and entrepreneurship level at the executives and towards that side, because I myself have been at those positions. So yes, I do give corporate trainings. I give meaningful training and advice and a lot of support to the CEOs and the people who are in their executive teams, because I fully understand what kind of dilemma they are in, and what is going to work, and how what kind of problem or situations they are every day facing, which is leading to stress, poor relation, bad team building. So I work in all the links. I
Correct.
work in all the links.
Correct,
But
sir.
my favorite is startups, where the
Right.
person is waiting for someone to hand hand hold him.
Okay. Right, sir. Absolutely. I get this. And this is beautiful journey. And the one question that I would love to ask you here is, so let's say there is fear inside each one of us. So you said that you used to fly helicopters. Now there is a fear can be in different forms, but the resolution is always the same. Let's say some people have the fear of airplanes or helicopters. Some people have fear of heights, and when we come to business, then we have the fear of calling, the fear of sales, the fear of reaching out to people and introducing ourselves and networking. Now, how to overcome these things? If you can give just few tips around this, that how can immediately, if someone is having this fear, how they can come out of that.
Okay. So see, there are two kind of errors which happen. One is your personal, because of your personality, certain things, and another is in the system, like system you are using, then there are things. So fear is number one. Fear is, you're right, is your own personal fears or your own inhibitions. So knowledge is the thing which erases fears.
Yes.
If you are learned, you have good education, you have knowledge, the fears will be less. So the pathway to countering those fears is understanding and education and knowledge. That is where the training comes into play. And that
Okay.
is, and every human being is trainable, provided he has a will to get trained and lifts himself a little bit up. Also, like you're told, like fear of sales, fear of some employee or something. So these are all fears of unknown. as we progress towards the journey, there's a requirement of personal growth also of the entrepreneur, because
Yes,
now he's leveling up. As your business levels up, your own personal growth also has to level up and match that standards. So that is where I come into play, where I first make the CEO or the owner or the executive team first rise, and then it matches the system, it matches the kind of work he's going to do, and both of them then collaborate and the team goes up.
correct. True, sir. Like how beautifully you said it, that if we have a fear and if we acknowledge it and if we gain knowledge about it, let's say if we are feeling some fear, then if we can understand it's just the neurochemicals this is releasing right now, and if I just release the right chemicals by doing some right activity 1 minute, then we can change the entire thing. And
Yeah,
you have
see,
actually,
there are some psychological fears, and
yes,
also there are practical fears. So one
okay,
has to understand that what all psychological fears you can remove by meditation and all, but there are
yes,
actual fears also. See, the fear of loss, it is not making logic,
yes,
sales is not happening. So that requires a mentorship, that
yes,
requires a good guide, an elder brother, a cousin brother who is
correct,
there to, with whom you can discuss those fears, and he's giving you that kind of an outlet and a little flash, a little light. Okay, move like this, and this is the solution to that. So these two things
correct.
are one has to understand that these both things are important.
True. Very right, sir. So going to the right mentor instead of dealing with the fear alone, going to the right mentors, to seniors, asking them about it, and taking the right help and guidance would help a lot. So
And
this is high.
also,
Mhm.
I would like to say, selection of a mentor
Yes,
is the most crucial thing,
correct.
because what is happening is everybody claims, okay, I am this, that. So are you in a position to identify a good mentor, or are you in a hurry to
True.
follow anybody and all? So give yourself time, because at certain level one mentor will be very effective. At a second level you may have to budge into another one. So I
Yes,
personally feel that it, rather than calling a mentor, you should go for a very competitive instructor. So
yes,
I see myself as a very high performing instructor, rather than calling myself as a mentor, because instructor is little more uh, uh, truthful and little
yes.
more you can say connected at the human level, and he can move you up.
Correct. Absolutely right, sir. Absolutely right. And yes, so, you are so honest about it that this is what I am. I'm not using any fancy term that I am this
Yeah,
big shot coach, but I am this, and I will help you from point A to point B.
yeah,
This honesty is what will bring people towards you, and this
thank you.
attracts people towards you. Wonderful, sir. And one more thing that I would love to ask is, so you mentioned you have written a book. So I would love to know more about it, and of course I will share the link in the descriptions, and so that you can go, and is it available on Amazon or not, so that I will share the link and our audience and anyone can buy it through the link. So I would love to know more about the book, sir.
Yeah, it is a book which I initially wrote was Performance Focus. It is
Okay.
available on Amazon. If you type it,
Yes.
you will get it. Performance
Yeah.
Focus. It is there because I personally feel that a focus approach towards performance and that kind of uh, concentration and that type of attention is required. So I believe that performance focus is different from other kind of attention. So there's a book called Performance Focus. You can Google it, or you can see it
Yes.
available on
Yes.
Amazon, and one can go through it. Also, I've
Yes.
written another upgraded book now. I have not yet put it on Amazon,
Okay.
and the name is Helicopter Formula for Business
Wow.
Performance. So in that, I am trying to touch upon uh, because the helicopter has many moving parts. Similarly, a
Yes.
business also has many moving parts, and you are the pilot of
Correct.
that business. So if
Yes.
you are not realizing that what all moving parts you are going to meet, or what all moving parts are affecting you, you are going to not fly well or do your business well. So that is where this helicopter formula and helicopter focus also comes into play, which is an advanced version of the performance focus.
Correct. So both books are different. One is the initial phase, second is a bit advanced version of the
Yeah, little advanced version. I
journey.
have not
Yes,
released it.
yes.
I'll be releasing it soon. But it is little advanced version of the performance focus. But initially, I am trying to say that people should focus on the profit part. See, you are doing a
Correct.
business. So
Yes.
our job is from startup to profit. Focus is very clear. We can't
Yes.
beat behind the
Yes. Yes.
bushes. We have to come to the profit part. So
True.
the most priority is in an ethical way, in a justified way, how we can make profit because it is an income for somebody. So your profit
Yes.
is your employee's income. So
True.
that is where I focus myself on from startup to profits.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. And in this entire thing that you teach, so what are the different phases? Like, not the entire thing, but like just a brief overview. Like, in a book, there is an index part. So, what all are the things that you cover in this entire journey? What progress you take an entrepreneur and a startup founder through? Like, it does it involves mindset? Does it involves business strategies? So that anyone who is looking out to this video, who is an entrepreneur and who has started this, and we have our own group of startup founders also, so that when I share them, they can get an idea that what is the journey they are going to go through if they connect with you.
Okay, the number one thing is like when you go to play cricket, there is something like stance. You have to put
Yes,
your bat on that stance. ऐसे छोटा सा एक you make that crease.
yes,
So
yes,
once you are going for the startup, the stance is the place where you have to stand. So first I teach that, like how to take
yes,
a stance first. So
correct,
that is the fundamental part in which I tell you about a holistic view of like 5 things. What is a personal focus? What is a private focus? What is a office or a business focus? What is a social focus? And what is a financial focus? So these are the 5
correct,
elements about which I
yes,
teach initially. This is the taking the stance. Now you are a grown up person and now you're going to take a stance that, okay, I want to become an entrepreneur. So this is number one. This is the phase
yes,
number one, which I teach about.
yes,
Second is about a 16 step framework,
okay,
which is like you must have heard about, in our Shastras and all, it is written that there are 16 kind of art a person, 16 kalaएं,
oh yes, yes,
something
yes,
what I want to say. So
yes,
it is a 16 qualities, 16 understandings which an entrepreneur should have. Once he is getting into the business, those 16 point framework I teach, which I call my 16 diamonds, which I give. Yeah, so that a
yes,
person understands, like after taking a stance, now he is entering into that field, and these are the rules of the game.
correct,
Because if you don't know the rules of the game, you are going to not going
yes,
to
yes,
grow to that level. And lastly, when I go to the highest level, in which I tell about the implementation.
okay,
How are we going to implement everything? How are we going to connect all the pieces of the puzzle? How is the marketing going to happen? How, this kind of operation? Because every business has a unique proposition, a unique way of doing. But there are the backbone and the bones and the other structure, the skeleton, the nerves, they all remain the same. So
yes,
one has to understand. So that I take the person when he has understood the stance, how to take a stance. He is now balanced. He has understood the 16 framework, 16-point framework, which he has to imbibe and he has to have that awareness. Then I take him to the higher level where we understand he's in my inner circle. Then I tell him about exactly the implementation strategies, real world, how the things are going to happen, and I connect him to various kind of people also, where he can now make profit. So aim
correct,
is the complete thing is now he has the confidence that if he starts some kind of a business, now he is going to make profit out of it. How much profit he makes depends on his efforts, his own
yes,
qualities, his own things. So that surety cannot be given, but
yes,
that is till that level. my endeavor is that the person should reach. And when he's building the team, I help them to build the team and move further, how to handle the team, how to further move and executive levels. As such, I am training the corporates also. So that kind of knowledge also I keep giving. If he continues to join me, he wishes to be a part of my small little effort, then I am always available for that person.
Amazing, sir. Amazing. And how long is your program? Like 6 months, 1 year, or like how does this work out?
Okay, so the program in which you're taking a stance is a 3 days
Yes.
workshop.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
Okay, it's a 3 days workshop, and
Yes.
extensively I get into everything. And the 16 framework, the 16 diamonds, the 16-point framework is of 6 weeks.
Okay.
Is of 6 weeks, so you can say it is 1.5 month,
Okay.
around 1.5 month.
Okay.
And the larger one, in which I am telling everything from minutest to the highest level, that is 3 months. So
Okay.
3 months is 12 weeks. So that is the
Yes.
maximum. After that, the person, if wishes to continue, I give my private services also. VIP consulting, if somebody wants to sit
Yes.
down and just tell me everything in one go. So I I tailor
Yes.
make
Yes.
also things
Yes.
for that. If people who don't have time, they're in a hurry and they want to make it little fast and all, so we can craft a tailor-made program for them, and then they can come on Zoom and they can sit with me, and we can dwell
Yes.
upon it until the time he's not satisfied. We keep on building it, because you cannot absorb. You also have
Yes. Yes.
limit of understanding.
Correct.
So in a day, I cannot put the bucket on a seed and say that plant will grow. It is
Correct. Yes.
one mug every day
Yes.
or something like that for the fertile soil. If you are there, so you will grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely, sir. And your what guidance you are giving, these are such gems. I'm picking up so many gems out of the conversation we are having. This is the advantage of taking advice from an experienced person who speaks with an experience, with the knowledge, and it helps a lot. So if youth, anyone like me or anyone joins you, then the money is always an investment. It's never in the expenditure, and it always gives 10x returns minimum, whatever we invest. And here I would love to know what are the 3 to 5 books you would recommend any entrepreneur or a startup owner to read. So this is the question number one, which will really help them a lot.
Okay, see, if number one book one should read is, because you have to start from yourself and you have to be effective as an entrepreneur. So I recommend that you read 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, because you have to be effective as a person. You have to understand what is the thing, and so that is the number one book I recommend. Second book, which I will recommend, is Rich Dad Poor Dad. That makes sense of employee mindset to a entrepreneurship
Yes.
mindset. Third book, which I will recommend, is Napoleon Hill's book, which
Think,
is
think and
favorite
grow
of.
rich.
Yes, you can, and
Yes.
Think and Grow Rich also. And
Okay.
also
Okay.
there are a bundle of, the author has few good books you can
Okay.
read,
Okay.
and
Okay. Wow.
you can understand about it.
Yes.
And lastly, I will also recommend a very simple book, which one should when somebody is moving, and he's not in a very mood, and he just want to have a look at it fast. So that one day MBA or something, some book is there.
Okay.
1 minute,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
1 minute millionaire, I have already told.
Yes.
one
Yes.
minute
Yes.
millionaire, as I have read. So that is it. There is a book on the 1 day MBA or something like that. One book, I'm not getting the exact name,
The,
but it will give you a little bit of
yes. Yes.
understanding
Yes.
of the thing. So I've told you these books. So if you have time, one should go through these books. It will give you little understanding of the world, which is not of an employee, but of a entrepreneur or an industrialist, or a person who is owning the enterprises.
Absolutely, such wonderful suggestions. Is the book called The Personal MBA or the 10-day MBA? There are like two books around
Yeah,
this.
10 day MB. Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
10 day
Okay.
MB. You're right.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay,
10 day
okay.
MB.
Right, sir.
It's a good book.
Yeah. Amazing, amazing, sir. And if someone is starting from scratch, like zero, they are just starting a company, what are the 3 to 5 most essential skills they should build on top priority to take their life and business ahead?
Number one skill is reading.
Okay. Yes.
So read books, subscribe to people who are really experienced. If you have subscribed to YouTube, you know, try to advance yourself. You have to go from a basic level to an advanced level. So your own effort to understand life, how to manage stress, how to think from a third man's perspective, how
Yes.
to handle failures, how to celebrate happiness. So there are many how to kind
Hmm.
of books which are there. So this is number one skill. Read books of
Yes.
self development.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is this is one. Second skill is, you know, if you find someone who is talking meaningful, who is talking
Mhm.
something which is, be of use to you, don't leave him.
Wow.
Just try to connect to that person, try to be there somewhere around. So he's carrying the, gems in his hand, so one or two you have to, go and catch. So if you find somebody, and find that the person is very helpful and all, and in your path he's growing and taking you, and he's kind of a person who is going to help you, connect.
Yes.
And thirdly, I will say, uh, don't be very much bothered about your social. Don't look at yourself from your friend's perspective.
Okay. What people
Most
will
of the
think
time
about
people
me.
start, yeah, not people like, I will say what my gang will think about me.
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
my
Okay.
uh,
Yes.
yeah, my friend circle, my peers, how
Hmm.
he is looking at me, how he's thinking about me, how they are thinking about me. No, you have to think, okay, I am going to be an industrialist, I'll use the word, or I am going to be an entrepreneur. How should I look after my startup? How
Yes.
should I think? How
Yes.
should a person, how should, if I am 100% guy, how should I think like 1,000% guy? If I'm a thousand
Yes.
person, how should I think like a lakh person guy? If I'm a lakh person, how should I think
Yes.
like a crore person guy? So
Yes.
you have to think and grow like
Correct.
in that way. So that is also a skill.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely, sir. Such wonderful suggestions. This will definitely help any viewer who is watching this. And finally, I would come to the last question, and it's the most interesting question of like decade. Like everyone loves to know that anyone who is themselves, who are like at their own peak performance, who are doing like phenomenal. What is the personal routine they follow? What is your millennial morning routine or a night routine, or the particular things that you follow, you do every day, like religiously, that helps you a lot in your personal and business growth?
Okay, see, I have heard this question many a number of times, and many a number of people also suggest, okay, have this routine, have this routine. But in my experience, throughout my 25 years, 26 years where I was, it depends on your biological rhythm. What time you enjoy working? First,
Correct.
identify that.
Yes.
Are you a night person or are you a day person? So if you are a day person, please complete your tasks in day,
Yes.
early morning or whatever. If you are a night person, do it a day in advance. So you don't have to do it in the night of that day. You have to do it one day prior in that night
Correct.
only.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to say is, see, you have seen ocean waves. When
Yes.
so just
Yes.
imagine that these waves are some kind of a man is there in these waves. You are also like that. Your life is moving like that. It cannot be structured in like a robot, like a process. It cannot go like that. It has
Correct.
to have ups, downs, left, right. But you have to stay on your alignment.
Yes.
That is the most important thing. You should have three priorities for the day as far as your business is concerned, and you have to
Yes.
complete those three priorities.
Yes.
Now, in between, what I was telling, like the stance, your social life is also there, your private life is there, your personal life is
Yes.
there, business is also hitting you. So in that, how are you going to manage that, those three priorities, and what kind of a tactics you are going to use for that day to do it and complete it. That is what you have to follow. Now, as far as I am concerned, I am a morning person because I've been in the military for so many years. So we
Yes.
wake up very early and we start,
Yeah.
and our routine starts. But for other person, it may not be the case. He may
Correct.
be a different kind of cycle of working. But
Yes.
priorities has to be completed before sunsets,
Correct.
or the day is over. So that is what I suggest. Like in the evening or whenever you have time, this is what you have to do. This much time you have. Before that, these things should finish. If not finished, you should have a checking that I could not do it and move fast. That is what I would recommend.
Definitely, sir. And this was super duper awesome. And thank you so much for your valuable time. Do you organize any workshops or webinars so that I can have the link and I will put in the description? So if anyone wants to join that, they can come to you through that.
Yeah, I have a workshop coming up on Saturday, this
Okay.
Saturday. So
Yes.
I'll share that link with you.
Yes.
Or you want me to share right now?
No, no, sir. You can give it after
Yeah,
the session. I will place it in the description.
yeah, yeah. It is a free session. It's
Yes.
a small
Okay.
little thing which I will be doing on Saturday. So Saturday is we can see the date. So I will share the link with you. That day we will be sitting and I'll be talking. I'll be telling about certain important aspects on that day. So I'll share with you, and people who want to connect and who want to have a talk with me, or they have something in their mind and they want to discuss that with me, they're most welcome. They can join.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. And it would be super duper awesome. So, guys, we had Neeraj sir with us. Thank you so much for your time, sir. And I'm sharing all the links below, his social media links also, so that you can connect with him over all the social media channels also. So, it was highly valuable session, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
It was a pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.